Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum students. Dr. Rizwan here. In this lecture we will discuss the metabolism of xenobiotics, and we will also discuss how the drugs and other xenobiotics are metabolized in the body. Along with that, we will discuss the two general phases of xenobiotic metabolisms. The first involving mainly the hydroxylation reactions, which are catalyzed by cytochrome P450, and the second is the conjugation reactions catalyzed by the various enzymes. As we all are exposed to a wide variety of the foreign chemicals, both naturally occurring compounds and the synthetic compounds, like in medicines, food additives, and environmental pollutants. The xenobiotics are the compounds which may be accidentally ingested or taken as drugs, or the compounds which are produced in the body by the bacterial metabolisms. Xenobiotics, it is a Greek word that is xenos, which means the strangers. So these are the compounds that are foreign to the body. These could be the drugs, chemical carcinogens, and the various compounds that have found their way into our environment by one route or another, such as the polychlorinated biphenyls and the certain insecticides. During this metabolism of the xenobiotics, there are the two phases which we will discuss in this lecture. The first phase is the hydroxylation reactions, and the phase 2, which comprises of conjugation reactions, which is being performed by the glucuronic acids. In phase 1 reactions, these are the major reactions which are involved in the hydroxylation, catalyzed by the members of a class of enzymes which is referred to as monooxygenase or cytochrome P450 isoforms. The other reactions which are included in the phase 1 reactions, these are reduction and hydrolysis, which is performed by the same enzyme species. The phase 2 reactions, the hydroxylated or the other compounds produced in the phase 1, these are converted by a specific enzyme to various polar metabolites by a reaction that is known as the conjugation reactions with the glucuronic acids, with the sulfates, acetates, glutathione, or certain other amino acids, or by methylation process. The overall purpose of the two phases of the metabolism of xenobiotics is to increase their water solubility, or the increase in their polarity, and thus the excretion from the body is made easier. The very hydrophobic xenobiotics would persist in the adipose tissue. They are almost identified indefinitely if they were not converted into more polar form. They are not readily being excreted from the body. Now, starting from the phase 1 reaction, these are the hydroxylation reactions. In the hydroxylation, it is a chief reaction which involved in the phase 1. It is responsible by the help of the certain enzyme groups which is known as the monooxygenase or cytochrome P450 systems. And the example of these system is shown in this diagram, and in this reaction HRH plus O2 plus NADPH plus H, resulting in the formation of R and OH complex plus formation of and liberation of water plus NADP. Here is RH. It represents a wide variety of the xenobiotics. It is also known as the substrate, which including drugs, carcinogens, pesticides, petroleum products, and the pollutants such as a mixture of PCBs, as well as the endogenous compounds such as certain steroids, eicosanoids, fatty acids, and the retinoids. In the above reaction, the one atom of oxygen enters in the substrate, resulting in the formation of ROH, and one atom it enters in the formation of water. The role of NADPH is to reduce cytochrome P450. The reduced cytochrome is then reduces the oxygen to water and hydroxyl group that is introduced into the substrate. It is a complex mechanism. One atom of oxygen that forms the hydroxyl group of RH and the other forms the water. This dual fate of the oxygen, it accounts for former naming of monooxygenase as mixed function oxidase system. So this is also an alternative form of these monooxygenase reactions. The reaction catalyzed by the cytochrome P450 can also be represented as follows. The RH complex plus oxygen, the reduced cytochrome P450, it converts these RH form into hydroxyl group is separated from this with the liberation of water. When the cytochrome P450 it get oxidized, the one of the oxygen atom it is incorporated into the substrate as OH group or the hydroxyl group, and the other is reduced to water. This reaction requires P450 flavoproteins, NADPH, and the P450 reductase and the molecular oxygen. At least 12 genes families for the P450 systems are identified, and most isoforms are inducible phenobarbital, which causes hypertrophy of endoplasmic reticulum and increase the activity of cytochrome P450 system. The major monooxygenase in the endoplasmic reticulum are the cytochrome P450, so named because the enzyme was discovered when it was noted that the preparation of the microsomes that had been chemically reduced and then exposed to carbon monoxide, it exhibited a distant peak at 450 nanometer. This enzyme is important in the fact that approximately 50% of the drugs which human ingest are metabolized by the isoforms of cytochrome P450. For this purpose, it is very much necessary to know regarding about the cytochrome P450 properties. So some important points regarding the cytochrome P450 are as under. It is like hemoglobin, so it is also known as the hemoprotein. They are widely distributed across the species. They are present in the highest amount in the liver and adrenals. In the liver, in the membranes of the smooth endoplasmic reticulum, which constitute part of microsomal fractions. In the adrenals, in the mitochondria, as well as in the endoplasmic reticulum. At least 6 isoforms of cytochrome P450 systems are present. NADPH, not the NDH, it is involved in the reaction of the mechanism which are conducted by the cytochrome P450 system. So NADPH, this is the important component which involve in the reactions catalyzed by cytochrome. The lipids are also components of the cytochrome P450 systems, and the preferred lipids which are responsible for their contribution are the phosphatidylcholine. The most isoforms of cytochrome P450 are inducible. For instance, the administration of the phenobarbital or the many other drugs causes the 3 to 4 fold increase in the amount of cytochrome P450. The certain isoforms of cytochrome P450, for example cytochrome 1A1, these are particularly involved in the metabolism of polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, and the certain other cytochrome P450 exist in polymorphic forms. These are the genetic isoforms, some of which exhibits very low catalytic activity. So we will also discuss the polymorphism of the cytochrome P450 system. It explains much of the variations in the drug responses noted among the many patients, which are the variants with the low catalytic activity will lead to slower the metabolism of the substrate, and hence prolonged drug actions and accumulation of the drugs in the body happens. The one interesting polymorphism is that of cytochrome P2A6, which involve in the metabolism of nicotine to carnitine. This help in the cessation of the smoking in the smoker, reason being the blood and the brain concentration of nicotine remains elevated for a longer period of time. There are the 3 cytochrome 2A6 alleles have been identified. The one is the wild type and the 2 are the null or inactive alleles. It has been reported that the individuals with the null alleles who have impaired metabolism of nicotine, they are apparently protected against becoming the tobacco dependent smokers. These individuals smoke less, presumably because their blood and the brain concentration of nicotine remains elevated for the longer period of time than those of the individuals with the wild type of allele. It has been speculated that the inhibiting the cytochrome 2A6 allele may provide the novel way to help smoking cessation. So this is the very important polymorphism of the cytochrome P450 system. So we will end up this lecture over here. In the next lecture we will start the other very much important reactions which are performed by these xenobiotic metabolisms. Okay students, Allah Hafiz.